If AEO is the new SEO, do you know how to get your business to show up for the results for AI tools like ChatGPT, Google's Gemini, or Bing's CoPilot? Well, today we're going to talk about ranking with AEO for AI, okay? And this is all from this week's blog, AEO, the visibility strategy for growth. If you want to follow along with the blog, let me give you that link. It's shaycannon.com/AEO. That's shaycannon.com/AEO. And so I put that over on the YouTube side also. Okay. Now, what I need you to know is that we have talked about here in the morning show, and you probably already know other vehicles of visibility, right? So you know about speaking engagements, writing, contributing articles, having media features, being highly visible on social media, and even traditional SEO or search engine optimization. Okay. Now, if you don't remember some of the things we've talked about, just go to the blog post in the intro paragraph. I have those words hyperlinked to past blogs where we have talked about it. Okay. Now, what we're talking about this week is AEO, or answer engine optimization. And all that is the fact that now we're using AI tools to search within the tools rather than going straight to Google and searching. And when we're searching inside of these AI tools, where those tools are pulling from is what they're calling answer engines. Okay. So we want to optimize our content to be what those engines pull from to give us more visibility. So it's not the same as Google search engine optimization. Okay, we're doing answer engine optimization. If you want to know about what are some of these answer engines and how can you index your websites to be searchable and crawled by these engines, go back to yesterday's replay because we talked all about that. I gave you 10 of the engines and I gave you how to be indexed by all of them. Okay, today we're going to go deeper. How to rank or ranking with AEO for AI. Okay. Getting chosen by AI engines isn't about chasing every platform. It's about becoming the authoritative source they can't ignore. While funnels and social media and marketplace listings may feel easier, you don't own those spaces. Okay. When AI tools scrape for answers, they credit the original authoritative source, not where you over there renting space on somebody else's platforms. Okay. So to earn your spot, then you spread your presence across formats that AI actually pulls from. Okay. The more consistently you answer the questions that your ideal clients are asking, the more likely AI is to surface you as the go-to expert in the results that they are giving other people. Okay. So that's what's in the blog. Today we're gonna get highly technical. Yesterday we talked about schema. We kind of touched on it a little bit. Dr. Tachi helped us out with that academic version of schema. I was very hesitant to tell you anything about schema. I was just telling y'all, hey, I want you to go Google it so that you can see what you came up with. But I also knew I was going to go in depth with schema today. Okay. Now, schema, if you don't know what that is, I still want you to Google it. But basically, it's a structure. Okay. It is the same word is kind of related to scheme and schematics. All right. All of that is talking about structure or organization of something. Right. So schema is going to be the organization of your content and the platform the content is on so that the AI tool understands to pull from it. So that's basically what it is from the AI. Okay. But here in the morning show, you know, I give you more. So I have more from you for you in my show notes for today. What we're going to go over today is not meant for you to grab on it and act on it today because you probably still are going to be like, I think I get it. I'm not sure. And that's okay. So today is another one of those days that you're going to definitely want the show notes. Okay. But we're going to get into it. And what I'm going to share with you, let me pull this over here so I can see it better, are the top 10 schema or structures that answer driven AI tools are more likely to recognize for inclusions in their answer results. Okay. Like even naming what these strategies are sounds a lot. But yeah, this is what it is, right? So the top 10 structure strategies so that these AI engines will pull from your content and bring it up in the results as they're answering questions for people using their platforms. All right. Now, number one is company schema. Okay. Company schema. Before I get started, let me give you another caveat. Okay. I am going to show you how schema looks like as a code and where exactly you need to place that in your WordPress sites, okay? Because schema is not just what you're saying in the article. It's not the metadata. It's actually some code that needs to go, right? So like Dr. Toya said yesterday, yeah, I see the value, but I probably ain't gonna get into that no time soon. Most of you probably are not gonna get into it anytime soon, because today is gonna help you to recognize just how technical it could be. But I'm also going to show you a way to make it not so technical. You know me, I got to find a way for us to be able to do this thing. Okay. Now let's go back to the schemas. Number one is company schema. Okay. So you're going to add structured details about your business, the legal name, the logo, the contact information, your company social profiles, so the AI recognizes that company as a legitimate, credible entity and can easily associate your brand with expert answers. Okay. So that's one form of schema. And that's kind of self-explanatory. The next one, number two, is person schema. And this is for personal brands. Like if you're not out here with the company forward, it's you that's forward, then this is for you. And so what you're going to include for this schema is your author credentials, which is your bio, your expertise, your awards, and your individual social profiles. Okay. And this way, the AI engines can validate who is behind content and favor you over those faceless, unverified sources. Okay. Now, number three. Now we're getting into some logistics, and so I'm gonna tell you the name of the schema, and then I'm gonna tell you what that schema does, because it's not as, we're going to say, straightforward as that company schema and that person schema. So number three, FAQ page schema, or frequently asked questions. Format your content in a question and answer layout, then use FAQ schema so that AI can quickly extract and display your answers, making you the go-to resource provider across multiple platforms. Now, what is frequently asked questions schema? It's going to be code that says, hey, this page has a list of questions and answers, and each Q&A pair is a standalone. So it should be easy to surface as a piece of information you can show as direct results. So that's the conversation that this FAQ page schema is having with the AI tool. All right. Number four, article schema. Now, when we say articles, we're talking about blog posts and other stuff, okay? So that content, you want to mark that content with schema to indicate the headline, the author, the published date, and a summary so that the AI can get in there and understand that it's high quality, it's authoritative information worth using for results. Now, that was self-explanatory. Number five, how-to schema. How-to schema. And that is structure possible process driven or instructional content as how-to schema. So AI tools can break your content into easy to quote steps, making your business a reliable instructional reference. Now, the conversation that this schema code is having with the AI tools, is it saying, hey, this content is a step-by-step guide that walks someone through completing a task, and each step is clearly defined so that it can be displayed or quoted directly. So that's the conversation that it's having, okay? Number six, video object schema. Shout out to Shawana Kennedy Media. This one will be one that you might have to pay attention to and start to get done for clients as well as yourself, right? So you apply schema to this schema to YouTube videos, embedded site videos, or short form clips, so that AI engines can pull video segments as authoritative multi-format answers to user questions. Now, what is the conversation that this video schema is having with AI tools? It's saying, hey, this is a video. Here's exactly what it's about, who made it and when it was published, how long it is, and where it can be found. Okay? Cool beans. Number 7, podcast episode schema. For any podcast content, not the whole podcast, but the content, use the schema to tag episode titles and give it more information so AI can pull your spoken expertise as citations and summaries in its answers. Now, what is the conversation that the schema is having with the AI tool? It's saying, hey, this is a podcast episode. Here's what it's about. This is who's speaking. This is when it was published. And this is where it can be listened to. Okay? Let's go to number 8. Number 8 is review schema. And basically what we mean by review is we're talking about ratings and testimonials, like star ratings, 5-star ratings, things like that. So you mark up client reviews and testimonials with schema to give AI quantifiable trust signals. And what this is going to do is it's going to boost your chances of being favored as a proven credible source. Okay. Now, this code, the conversation between a review schema and an AI tool is saying, hey, this page contains reviews or ratings of a product, a service, or a business. And here are the details: the rating score, the reviewers, and what's being reviewed. Okay. Number 9, we're going to talk about what's called breadcrumb list schema. So ensure your site hierarchy is marked with breadcrumb schema. Breadcrumb schema. Okay, so that AI can map your authority within your niche, making it easier to understand how your content connects and supports the user's question. Okay, now what is the conversation? Because what the heck is a breadcrumb? And when it comes to our sites, right? Well, the conversation between breadcrumb schema and the AI tool is, hey, here's how this page fits in the overall structure of my website and my business, so you can understand its context and hierarchy as far as like your industry or your niche is. All right. Now, last but not least, number 10, creative work schema. Now, this is going to be for like PDFs and resources, okay? But use creative work schema to tag PDFs, lead magnets, and downloadable guides. So AI tools pulling from multi-format sources can recognize and, kind of surface and bring in your resources as part of their answers, okay? Yesterday, we found out that a lot of those information answer engines like PDFs and downloadables. So this is how we're going to code those things so it picks up that we have them. Now, what is the conversation between creative work schema and the AI tool? It's saying, hey, this is a piece of original, valuable content like a PDF, a guide, an ebook, a white paper, or whatever kind of resource you got that's downloadable. And here's what it's about, who made it, and how people can use it. Okay. Now, those are the 10 schemas we want to put in place for our content so that we are ranked as the answer for AI tools. All right. Now, I'm going to do something. I'm going to show you. First, I'm going to tell you what the question is, and then I'm going to show you something. And we're going to do a demo. So let me drop the question in studio, and I'm going to drop the question over here on YouTube so y'all can be thinking about your answer. I'm just going, this sentence is too long over here on the YouTube side. I hate when that happens. So I'm just gonna have to be a little ghetto with the way this is. Lord, you see where, and let me see, make. All right, that way it'll make sense. Okay, now, so the question of the day: which schema best matches the type of content that you put out the most? Okay. And even though you may not be equipped to get started with AEO now versus later, I'm about to show you some stuff and I want to know, do you feel like that's going to make it easier for you to start at least a little sooner? Okay. But I haven't shown it to you yet. So let me get into it and I will recap the 10 strategies or schemas. Okay. So first, let me show you a prompt. Let me share my screen. Okay. And this is in the show notes for today. So no worries, okay? But the prompt is going to be create the JSON LD code I am to put in, and you're going to say the place that you're going to put it in, okay? And let me see. It should say for the following information. Okay? So we're going to ask ChatGPT to write the code. You do not have to write the code, whether you know it or not. ChatGPT writes code all day, every day. And so you don't have to write it. Now, there are two places you can put this code on your WordPress website. You can add a schema plugin, right? And I think I give you a couple of choices. Yeah, I do. Okay, so we'll get to that in a minute. Or you can say on my WordPress page HTML code because you can put it directly into your WordPress. Okay. Now, I know you don't know what I'm talking about, but that's what the rest of this is for. Okay. So, how to place your code. Step one, get your schema code ready. Okay. So, when it gives you the code, you're going to copy it. Okay. And it's showing you, it's giving you an example of how that code is going to look. It's going to start with this stuff. Okay. And I'm going to do a demo of how to get some code in a minute. And then step two is going to be decide how you'll add it. Are you going to use a plugin? Because they got a couple of them that you could be using. Okay. Or are you going to manually put it into your WordPress? And if so, this is all you got to do. Okay. And then step three is you're going to test it to make sure that everything is copacetic and it went the way you needed it to. And then you're going to publish and monitor it. Okay. So let's do it in an example. We're going to do a ChatGPT demo. I'm going to leave that right there because I want to do something else first. So I'm going to say, format this blog into, no, I'm gonna say with a FAQ section because I don't have a FAQ section for my blogs. So I'm gonna pull my whole blog except for that last paragraph, which is just a call to action. And I wanted to give me a FAQ section to put in there because I don't know about you, but I don't usually have these on my blog posts. So now it's rewriting my whole blog and it's putting it kind of in this structure. So that's the first thing that I'm going to do. Cool beans. There it is. They're doing the frequently asked questions at the bottom for me. That's a lot of spacing. I love this. And I will give y'all, I will put the link to this demo on the show notes for you. Okay, so it did it all for me, okay? Now what I want to do is go back to my show notes. I want to come up here to the schema that is frequently asked questions. Okay. Y'all know me, I like to overteach. With knowing that that the with knowing, I'm going to say this about FAQ schema. Let me go back. And now I want to grab my actual create. Okay. Well, first of all, let me put that in quotes so it can know that that's what I wanted it to read, but it has nothing to do. Um, create the code for this blog that I am to place in, and I'm going to say my WordPress HTML code. All right, now let's see what it does. So it's giving me the exact code, y'all. And it's telling me exactly where to put it. Okay. So I am going to add this link. Let me stop sharing. I'm going to add that demo link into the show notes. I want you guys to be thinking about your answer to the question. And I'm about to go through the 10 schemas again. Okay. But let me see, where I said about the demo. All right, put that link over there. All right. So the question that you're thinking about, Heather said, this is blowing my flipping mind. Well, y'all know I always be trying to make stuff easy because I don't have time for things to be hard for me, but I know I need to get things done, right? So the question of the day is, which schema best matches the type of content that you put out the most? And if even though you may not start, sooner than later, do you feel like what I've shown you on how you could get started and make it a little easier is going to help you and actually be easier for you? Okay. Now, let me go back through these 10 schemas that you need. That answer driven AI tools are more likely to recognize your content for inclusion in their answer results. Okay. Now, number one was company schema. Number two was person schema for you people that have a personal brand. Number three was frequently asked question page schema. Number four, article schema. Number five, how to schema. Number six, video object schema. Number seven, podcast episode schema. Number eight, review schema. Number nine, breadcrumb list schema. And number 10, creative work schema. Okay, so these are 10 schemas that are highly likely, if you put them in place, to get you it's ranked right where you're going to be the choice of the answer, that to be the result to answer questions as people search inside of AI tools. All right, I know it's a lot. Take a deep breath, and I'm going to start with Dr. LaFera. Which one of these schemas are you most likely to be using for your content? And did the demonstration and the extra information I gave you make it a little easier and doable for you, Dr. LaFera?
I would say probably number two, personal authority, because I guess I try to do most of that type of content.
Yeah.
Yeah, you showed how to do it. I'm not ready to do it yet, but yeah,
Understood.
that's good to see what's out there.
Exactly, exactly. And keep in mind, I'm not villainizing y'all for not being ready, because this is definitely early adopting stuff. Most people don't even know what this is, let alone are implementing it. Now, I plan to put a plan in place on getting started, but that it still is not going to be this week. So I get it. Don't worry about if you're not ready now. My question is more, what is the content you're going to be using schema for? And did the information I give you in the demonstration at least make it easier? Shawana Kennedy, Kennedy Media.
Okay, alrighty then. I need 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
All right.
That's the personal authority, the articles, the how to's, the video, and the podcast. Because in
Mm-hmm.
some form on a page slash tab of my website, those things are contained.
Yeah.
And because I am under construction on the invisible site of the updated WordPress site, this is wonderful. I can't wait to get this in the email because I need to be able to give this to um, yeah, the folks that's going to do this sooner than later.
Yes.
So no, this was about to be put into immediate action.
Yeah.
So
And
I'm
for you
excited.
in particular, because you work with other people's content and videos, I mean, this is a USP, a unique selling proposition that you would be able to, once you put this in place for yourself and you could do it for your clients, this is going to make you stand out and stand above most of your competitors. So keep that in mind too.
Boom, boom, but boom, boom, boom.
All right, let's go to Dr. Latoya. Dr. Latoya, which schema best matches the type of content you put out the most? And did what I show you make it seem a little easier for you to get started sooner than later, even though the sooner is not today?
So actually, this was very helpful. The one that I intend to use it on is the YouTube or podcast,
Mm-hmm.
podcast things. And I'm gonna dabble with it in my like upcoming releases. Cause it's like if you have to do it every day anyway, like taking that extra step to do it,
Mm-hmm.
it seems feasible. So I'm gonna play
It
with it.
does. So now with the tools, because yesterday you was like, yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna get to that. So with the
Yeah.
tools that I showed you today, now you're a little more open, huh?
Yeah, I think two things happened. The segmentation of it,
Mm-hmm.
like yesterday, it was just really big, right? And I think already because my website is just a mess and the blog is like, because all of those things are already a mess, like
Mm-hmm.
thinking of, wait, now this extra thing was a lot. But how you segmented it today and broke down like these are like specific areas, that
Yes.
made it more realistic. And then again, because like blogging, because the content goes up all the time and there's
Mm-hmm.
always a consistent, like you have to put the information in. It's like, wait a minute, just doing this extra step of something you're already doing doesn't seem crazy, particularly with the tools and the way you laid it out for us. So yeah, thank you.
And let me tell you, when I was doing the the work of digging and trying to figure out how to really do it, right? When it was telling me about the schemas, I really felt like I was like, oh, I can just throw that in the metadata spot and be done, right? And then I'm asking and I'm looking around and I'm researching this, like, yeah, that's not gonna do anything. I was like, oh shit, okay. I was like, what about if I just put a little blurb in the content? Nope, not gonna do nothing. It goes in the code. Like if you don't put it in the code, you're not doing nothing. And I was like, oh, okay, well, how can we make the code easier then? And so that's when I came up with this for y'all. Because I really just thought I was gonna be able to get away with throwing something in the metadata and being done. Nope, not at all. But I at least tried to find a way to make the coding easier for you guys. All right, Heather, which schema best matches the type of content you put out the most? And you've already said your mind was blown, but tell me more about, does the demonstration put you in the mindset of you might be able to do this a little sooner than you thought?
Well, so like Latoya, like yesterday was overwhelming thinking about all these different ways to, all the AI tools that are out there. But for today, the reason why I said my mind is blown is just because this all feels like it was behind some secret curtain. Like, don't look behind the curtain because that's where the magic happens, and only a select few get to know how the magic happens, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this feels like the curtain has been pulled back and it feels doable. So thank you so much for showing us how to actually make it work for us.
Yeah.
So articles obviously for me would be the big one. Also any creative work, but then I also know I could do the company and personal, like pretty,
Mm-hmm.
like those seem to be the most, those five are the biggest ones for me, or four. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Understood, understood. And I feel you. Like when I got into it, I still felt like there was a big curtain because I was like, okay, schemas, but how do I do that in code? Like, okay, well, how do I do that? So I really had to do some digging with my like operationals brain to go and find the easier way to get this stuff done because I'm not a coder, right? Like I can do some HTML, but I'm not by any means a coder. And then to understand the different codes, and I was like, okay, but where does the code go? I mean, there are a whole bunch of places code can go. So where exactly? Like show me exactly. Hold my hand and point your finger and show me where this code goes.
Exactly.
I was able to find it. And so I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be good. So yeah, cool
Yeah,
beans.
and that I think is what is appreciative, and that's what it's like. Because otherwise, if you're like, oh, here's code, just go put it on your site, you're like,
Mhm.
the
Yeah,
hell?
that's
What?
not helpful.
Oh, yeah,
Not helpful.
helpful. And so, yeah, those four things for me are going to be the ones.
Cool beans, cool beans. All right, let's go to Dr. Tachi. Dr. Tachi, when it comes to your content, which schema matches the kind of content that you put out the most? And do you feel like sooner than later you might can start dabbling in this based on the demonstration that I gave you where I tried to make it easier for you?
My good lady, today I shall start dabbling in this said world of AEO.
Yes,
So
yes.
I was excited from yesterday because I'm already a techie. So
Mhm.
this was a no-brainer for me. It's all extremely useful, but in terms of what I do the most, it's probably going to be the video,
Yep.
podcast,
Hmm.
and how to.
Love it. I love that. Yeah, this is I mean, like you guys, when I did the initial research of what is this thing, it's so different from anything else that we know, even those of us versed in things. And so I felt overwhelmed too. But as y'all know, a part of my genius is being able to break things down. I was like, there has to be a way to break this down. And so I was like, first of all, there's not just one way to do all of this, and it's not supposed to be for everything. So what are the like Dr. Toya said, the segments, and then for the segments, what exactly is this schema doing, and what does it need to look like, and where does that thing need to go? And so I went in search of those answers, and I got them, and so I'm so glad that you all agree that that demonstration, the prompt, and you know how you can work that stuff in is going to make it easier. Did you want to say something else, Dr. Tachi?
No.
Okay, cool beans. So Dr. LaFera asked a question. She said, "Does it have to be WordPress?" I'm not sure, and I'm gonna let you research that because if by now y'all don't have a WordPress site, I don't know what to tell you. I don't. So I'll let you and ChatGPT figure out what kind of site you have and how you can get it in there and ask it exactly. So you could take everything I have that's for WordPress and say, hey, these are the instructions for WordPress, but I have, insert what you have. How do I do this same thing for whatever you have? And get started with that type of research. But I'll be here all day trying to figure out, oh, well, how do you do it for Squarespace? How you do it for this? How you do it for Shopify? I'm a WordPress girl. I'm gonna show y'all WordPress. But what is your platform, Dr. LaFera, if it's not WordPress?
Right now it's Patra, and it's very ticky about code and stuff, and like AI doesn't really help me to figure out what I need to do inside of there as far as code. So that's why I asked you that,
Yeah.
because I've tried that
You
before.
you can have a conversation, but you've known for at least 2 years that Contra is wonky as hell and you need to get up out of there. But that all in one got you in a chokehold.
Okay, and so okay, I'm already high level too, but okay.
I'm just saying. I'm just So yeah, have conversations with ChatGPT and see how it goes. For how you can put that stuff in there. Go high level is probably a better option of it putting stuff in there because I have seen Go High Level have some of the same coding sections as WordPress, but again, I don't know. So I only search for WordPress. And it's also why like you don't have a blog in Go High Level. So it still even if you're using Go High Level, it may not be that that's where the code would go for you. So you have to think about like, where is your blog going to be hosted? Sales pages and stuff like that. I don't even have my sales pages in Go High Level. My sales pages are on my WordPress. And then when you click the buttons for the call to action, it takes you to the funnels and cart pages in Go High Level. So I still wouldn't need to put my code in Go High Level, if that makes sense. And yes to you, Shawana. So yeah, I will tell y'all, do more research, but there was only so much research I could do. And so I chose WordPress. Cool beans. Does anybody have any questions about what we've talked about so far? What is a AEO? Is what we talked about yesterday, and today we talked about the schemas and structures you need to put in place so that you can be chosen as the answer. So yesterday was about what are the engines, right? What is AEO? What are the engines, and how do we start getting indexed by these engines? Today is about when these engines are indexing us, what do they need to find so that we can now be chosen to be pulled into the results, okay? On tomorrow, we're going to talk about, let me see. We're talking about quality over keywords with AEO. You know, keywords are king with SEO, but how do they work in AEO? We're going to talk about that tomorrow. So any questions so far? Value adds or aha moments? Cool beans. Let me see here. Let's talk about our what's happening this week in our free business mastermind. All right. On Thursday, we have Fuck Up Night virtual happy hour. This is usually for the paid group only, but we invite the free group to come in on the last part of it. And this is only time you can share your particular business obstacles and get live coaching to get unstuck in your business. So bring what's fucking up in your business so we can fix it over drinks. All right. On Friday, it's a get shit done work session. Again, usually only for our paid membership, but we share the last half with our free group. So make sure that you go to the group, the free mastermind group, for the details of both of these events. All right. Great. This has been another episode of the Her First Six Figures Morning Show, which is more of an interactive coaching and training experience as part of our free business mastermind group that positions Black and brown female online service-based entrepreneurs to generate your first six figures by learning how to make the money and create time freedom. So to find out more about me, your host is Shay Cannon, plus links to resources like how to join our free business mastermind group and how to get these show notes from today and recent past shows, go in the description below. All right. Now, today, I know we gave you value. We gave you value you probably haven't even heard before today. So give us a thumbs up and like the episode. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel so you don't miss more value. And this is just one video in a 4-video series. So check out the other videos. All right. And with that, the studio is closing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you right back here on tomorrow.